people don't have a interest in English, for example. I think in the school, the people don't respect the teachers. The teachers English teacher in the school don't respect so much. I think is a problem because we had just a one class in all the week is is difficult for us learning English in at school is difficult. And in my class, just I traveled abroad. But I think if any anybody have opportunity,
Cool. And what would you suggest to the young people that have been studying English and struggle to learn the language? What do you suggest to the teachers to help them, to learn the language? Because English became a global language, right? What do you say, according to your friend's perspective? What do you suggest to English teachers to do?
I don't know. I think we need they need to teach. I don't know because the time is so short in class and so difficult. But I think we can if you wanna start learning English, you can in just 15 minutes, for example, in school. And if you can uh, watching videos at YouTube. You can read tests. You need to have the interesting to learn other language. English is so important because any place you go had a people speaking English, and it's important you have interest to learn the language.
Yeah. In your school, do they have bilingual classes just like we have here in south of Brazil?
I don't listen, sorry.
Do you have bilingual classes in the school just
Ah,
like we have here in Brazil?
oh, yes, we have Spanish and English class in my school.
Mm-hmm. So I remember back when I was your age and I was about to leave high school to go to university to study. All of you, some, I think there are 32 people in this room. Um, I think some of you know that I have graduated in math field, which is not English. I've been working with language as an additional language for over 27 years so far. And that's when I came to know, because I think it was 2 years ago that we traveled in a cultural, overseas program to England, right? And I'm very happy that you are, looking forward to become an English teacher. So, in order to become an English teacher, what will be your why did you exactly choose this profession? Why do you want to help others to make this dream come true of speaking this international and global language?
Okay. And I know the teacher is so important for us because any professional need a teacher. For the doctor be a doctor, he needs a teacher, they need a teacher. And it's so important. And I think with English, and I am being a English teacher, I can connect the people around the world. I can change a life, or I can change 30 lives. I don't know how many students I will have in my future, but I would like to change the lives with what I know about English, what I know speak, what I know write, what I know read, and teach my students. I I think is a very beautiful professional being a teacher.
Yeah. How many years have you studied English? How long have you studied English?
I study English. I start with 9 years old and I stopped. I think I studied for 5 years. 5 years.
Wow. And do you speak English with your brother?
Yes, I speak.
And does he speak English with you?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Wow. What did you, well, there's someone asking a question. Please do, Stefano, speak. You can open your mic and speak, please.
All right. Hello, hello, everyone. Um, so my question is, so I believe that the difference that you're gonna make the difference for you to learn not only what do you do in class, but also what do you do in between classes. For example, if you have English class once a week, what do you do during this week until the next class to improve your skills? What do you suggest? For example, for me, it used to be music series. It helped me a lot to improve my English and to learn more. So, and before it was not as open as YouTube or everything we have now. So my question to you is, what is your suggestion that people should do to improve their skills while they are home, or for example, now that we are on quarantine, what should we do to improve our skills?
Okay. Hello. And I think it's important the people watching series, for example, in English, for to listen, for read the words in English. It's important to evolve your vocabulary, for example, because it's important know new words. It's important to know how say that say how say something. I think it's important, and when you when you learn a thing at school, it's important that you arrive at home and study more and search about that and read about that. It's so important. If you wanted to learn any language, Spanish, French, English, it's important that you read and listen so much, because one day you can talk with what you listen and read.
That's interesting, Natalia,
Thanks very
because
much, darling. Thank you.
that's very, very nice, Natalia, because, I don't know if you've been already helping others or teaching English, but we as a team here on quarantine, we are working so damn hard, harder than we
Yeah.
used to work when we were working in class. And we've been studying so much these days, and especially because now we got an international teacher as well here from England. She lives in Hastings, about 60 miles from London. And she had to be back to her family for this quarantine, but she will be, definitely back after all that. We don't know how is that, but we are working so hard. But of course, it's an interesting question that Stefano has made, because Stefano knows from Pantano Grande to the world. Uh, so so I really would appreciate you talking a little bit about that later on. But it's interesting that we as English teacher have been updating ourselves so much, because the technology has put us, into this, and this is amazing. Uh, Natalia, I don't know if you have got any other question, but there are people writing some congrats. I don't know if you know some people.
Are you mute, Annalise? Annalise, are you mute? What?